Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. Tottenham Hotspur have just beaten Burnley 4-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I've got Spurs fan Gareth from the 12th Man podcast. Gareth, how are you feeling after that win?
Well, it's brilliant, to get back to one ways in the league. I think we were speaking during the week, Chris. It wasn't just about 3 points as well. It was about the performance, and we certainly got a performance. I mean, it was like the throwback day early in the season when you seen the attacking chemistry. The handbrake was definitely off, and players playing with confidence. And it was really good to see Bale. We seen signs against West Ham, which I think now could be a turning point. I think that second half performance against West Ham, we were very unlucky not to come away with at least a draw. And today, and then especially in them first 20-25 minutes, we could have been 4 or 5-0 up. It was really, really good to see, and players playing with a smile on their face, getting the ball forward. You've seen Son making them runs again, Kane finding the passes, and then having Bale in the team as well, allowed Kane to make that running behind for the goal. So there wasn't as much of a reliance on Kane. They dropped deep at times, so it was it was hard to find any negatives at all. It was really, really positive, and it gets us back on track.
Gareth, what changed for you today though? Because 5 defeats in our last 6 Premier League games. Gareth Bale comes into the starting 11 today. We exchanged a couple of messages yesterday, and both of us agreed that we thought that Dele Alli would be on the bench and Gareth Bale would be in the starting 11. That's exactly what happened. Very pleasing to see him back. But for you, what has changed in this game for Spurs to suddenly win convincingly and play this superb attacking football?
I think, as you said, Bale coming on last week, it seemed to give the whole team a lift. Just the way he's doing things very quickly. We've seen in the first couple of games when he came on at the start of the season, he was taking a lot of touches, going backwards, going sideways. It almost seems now every time he gets the ball, he's going forward. There's one stage today where he kicked the ball past the Burnley left back Taylor, and he ran past him, and that's not something we've seen with Bale. Certainly in the second appearance at Spurs. So that there was massive. They see him taking players on. And I think just his presence on the pitches really gave the whole team a lift. I mean, just from watching that today, it didn't look like a team that lost 5 of their last 6 games. It looked like a Spurs that were used to at the start of the season when they were top of the league. It's one of them things as a fan, you can't contain your excitement, but we have to try and reel it into. It is only one game. We've got bigger tests to come. I think Burnley, they didn't have a lot of pace up front. It really suited our back four. I think at times there were still wee moments there where we were a bit shaky. I think Oyer and Reguilon coming back gave us a lot more of a balance. We had 2 attacking fullbacks, and as you say, the influence Bale had, just that coming off the right hand side, almost a free roll. And I think Lucas as well, to his credit, he done really well today. He linked play quite well, and it does go on the radar because we're all obsessed with the Bale Kane Son. But I thought that front four worked really well today, and Lucas will deserve to keep his place moving forward.
Gareth, a lot of pundits and a lot of fans are saying that Jose Mourinho has possibly lost the dressing room. No signs of that today. Certainly not.
No, there was no signs of it. Maybe sometimes as fans we can look into it too much. I think just that we've seen a lot this season with teams going through bad spells. You've seen Leicester today look very, very tired. We almost feel now that there's a chance that you can catch them. I know we're still some way off them, but you seen what happened with Leicester last year. And I think I just listened to your last interview with a Spurs fan as well. He was saying that Spurs have had their bad spell. Can we now kick on and find that form we had at the start of the season? It's too early to say after one game, but these next 2 games, he was talking about the Northampton Derby. I'm not even thinking about the Northampton Derby. If we can get 6 points in these next 2 games, it sets us up perfectly for the final 10.
You're absolutely right, Gareth. Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home. These 2 are absolutely vital. And again, we use the term must-win game today. Particularly after our form losing 5 in 6 in the Premier League. But these next 2 are absolutely vital to our season if we want to have any chance of finishing in that top 4.
I think as well, Chris, you're definitely right. It is crucial. But by bigger tests as well, I think Fulham have a lot of pace up front, and they play a lot. They're a much better footballing team than Burnley. I think Fulham somebody Brighton are very unfortunate to be where they are in the league. They're a lot better than the table says. So I think Fulham's going to be a real tough game. They've seen the way we played in the second half against them. When they come at us, we cannot sit back. We have to go at Fulham and give them, because you've seen that first half, when we take teams on, it pushes teams back, and Burnley were all over the place in the first 20-25 minutes. we can go out and get them first couple of goals, it'll set us up nicely. If we get into a stage where it's 1-0 and we go back to being quite defensive and quite passive, it doesn't suit. And I thought as well, see the way we played today, it did take a lot of pressure off Alderweireld and Sanchez. We know we're struggling defensively, so keep going forward, and that does relax the defence a bit more, I think, as well.
Gareth, last question for you. Gareth Bale and Dele Alli to start against Fulham Thursday.
I think it'll be very harsh to drop Lucas Moura. Hey, we were saying yesterday when we were exchanging texts, I'm a big Dele Alli fan. I'd love to see Dele in the team, but we have to be realistic. And I think at the minute Dele has to do more. And it's not a bad thing. I think when you've got players ahead of him that's on form, like Bale now, like Kane, like Son, like Lucas Moura, it only encourage Dele to kick on and keep training hard. And when he gets his opportunity to take it, and I have no doubt with the schedule coming up, we're going to need Dele Alli, and we're going to need Bale, and we're going to need Son and Lucas all to chip on the goals. Lots of positives today, Chris, and let's look forward to Fulham on Thursday and hopefully get another 3 points.
That's what's so great about today. Lots of positives, as you just said. Gareth, lastly, what's your score prediction for Thursday?
I think it's going to be a lot more of a tighter game. I think Fulham are a good side. I'm really can't underestimate them. But the way we're playing today, and I think if you look at the second half against West Ham and the performance against Wolfsburger as well, there's signs that we're getting back to your best. And you have to be confident going on. Fulham are struggling to score goals, so if we can get them first couple of goals, I think we'll be too strong. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Spurs victory.
I'm going to go for 2-1. As long as Tottenham keep winning, that's all that matters. Gareth, thank you very much for joining me. I'll talk to you very soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.